Welcome to our May meeting. Let's start with our roll call. We have Carrie here, Deidre here, Christine, and myself. Helen had a last minute thing that came up that she has to be at, so she cannot be here today. So we will start with our Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I attached the minutes from our meeting in April. I don't know if everybody had a chance to take a look at those. Hey, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
I'm good, honey. Now tell me your name again.
Sarah.
Sarah, that's right, Sarah. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, of
I
course.
appreciate you coming out today.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, we are loving having you.
Thank you.
This Sarah, this is Mary Lou Cole.
Yeah.
Hi.
She's a neighbor of mine that lives in Jacksonville, with recently this year.
Oh,
So I'm so
wonderful.
tickled to death that she decided to come.
But it
to
does
me.
kind of.
Sarah, this is Carrie Collins, who is on our board.
Hi, Sarah.
You met Deidre,
Yes.
and this is Christine.
Hi.
And this is Sarah. She has one of the homes that they're redoing, the Spanish home.
Oh, cool.
Mission style.
Which one?
The Bloss House.
Okay.
Yes, and just doing amazing stuff.
It is beautiful,
Deidre, I
yeah.
got to meet her when we were knocking on doors about the walking tour.
I saw your husband. He came by when he was walking.
Oh, are you in the Red House?
Yes.
He said hi.
And Sarah, this is Christina, who is our assistant for the city and is a huge help to us. Okay?
Yeah, they repainted it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is. It is.
Beautiful.
It is a work in progress.
Oh,
Yeah. You know how these are.
Listen, we have all been there. We've all
I know,
been
that's why I'm here today. I'm like,
We all know. We all have
No.
old homes.
My goodness. Yep. Okay, so old business, really, Christina, I just saw you had written a lot of things, but I think that that was just things that we did, right? We don't have anything beyond old business to really deal with, correct? Other than I'm just talking about Eddie's, or about our quorum now. So since we have 5 members, we require a quorum of 4, from what I understand through Steve Hart.
So I have a question about
Mhm.
that. I thought it was a quorum of 3.
So I think it can be a quorum of 3, and I can confirm that with him. I just want to be sure. But I think it can be, you're right. Because if we have 5, it can be a quorum of 3.
Right. Because
Yes.
that's what makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's what makes sense to me too.
And I thought he said we could establish, we have our own rulemaking procedures.
I think and I read through it some yesterday. So, he said we didn't necessarily have to formally change the rules, but I was going back to the email from Lynn that said 4, but then I think I remember Steve saying 3.
Okay.
So I think we are good with 3.
Okay.
Yes, I think you're totally correct about that.
Okay. And I wonder if we should, just kind of formalize it by making a
Motion.
motion
Yeah.
and seconding it. And whenever you want to do that on the agenda, it's up to you.
Well, I mean, we can do that right now to make a motion that we have a quorum of 3 with our group of 5.
Okay, I'll make that motion that with 5 board members that we officially designate that a quorum is 3.
I'll second.
Okay?
All in favor?
Aye.
Good. Okay. We have 2 new home applications, which we all voted on, I think, at the last meeting, which is Eddie Arnold's home there on Jasmine, which is going to be called the Inez C. Bryant home. Oh, no, don't tell me.
Inez was the wife. The husband was Charles F.
Oh, because I thought you said it was Inez, is what?
It's on the. She's on the census record.
Right.
She lived there,
Yeah,
but his name is on the tax records.
okay. I already have a sign request.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if it's too late. You're saying that we should make it Charles?
Well,
I mean, I want to try to be as accurate as we can.
if you can change it,
I'll
it would
call
be
her.
Charles.
Charles,
You could do Charles and Inez.
Charles and Inez, let me do
Yeah.
that.
Or just the brand.
Yeah, or Brian.
Just
But
leave
it's-
it off.
But it's
Whatever.
Charles.
F.
Charles and Inez, right?
Right.
I'll call her after the meeting. Okay. So I ordered that plaque on the 13th, and also on the Hatch Realty, their plaque for the Pangborn home has been also ordered. And she told me it'll only take a week. So after that, once I get them back, I'll reach out to y'all and see who can go with me to present them, or once the homeowners can tell me what works best for them. And then we'll go and do both of them at the same time, around this, within an hour or less, 30, 40 minutes, whatever works with the homeowners and their schedules. Figure out a time to go do that with them. Any questions about that? Summer was really sweet about accommodating us, so I've actually ordered another one from my house, which I'm going to pay for out of my pocket because it's so worn. It's now made out of metal.
How much are they?
95.
Can you order me one too?
Sure.
Because,
Okay.
and I'll pay for it.
Sure.
Mine's a mess.
Yeah, yours is like me. Okay. I actually created an order form for her that really outlines the very specifics. And so in other words, mine says to bill me and the other two say to bill the city. Is that right, Christina? They bill the city for the plaque, right, for summer? Right, okay. So it's real clear cut for her with the details on the email and contact. And you know what I'm saying, just a form that one of you all can even fill out if we had to, right?
Right.
Okay, so those are all taken care of. Projects, moving right along here today. Before I talk about the walking tour, I want to extend extreme appreciation for the volunteers. Certainly with Mary Lou and Kathy could not be here today. Steve and LaDonna, of course Dave, my husband, run around doing stuff for us, and especially for Haley. She did an outstanding job meeting people and being her little sweet Southern hospitality. Her little Christmas walking around with everybody was the cutest thing. So
Haley's my daughter.
yeah, Haley's her daughter. So anyway, huge.
She knows a lot about the houses.
She does, and it was really a special event. And Deidre, great job. I mean, all the details, everything you did, following up, everything from the very beginning of figuring out the budget, following it through, going to the meetings to present to council, to us finally coming to the event, meeting some of the homeowners like Sarah, who I'm so happy you're here today. It really did show the efforts, and to certainly Clyde's for donating the dessert, which was very sweet of them to do. I sent them a thank you note. And I also sent an email to every person who attended, who gave us their email, a thank you note to them as well for being there. So I think it's the start of something really good happening, and I gained a lot of energy from the comments and the excitement. So you go ahead and just kind of everything you feel about it.
Well, I thought the event was incredibly well attended, and you always have that feeling that, oh, will anyone show? But we did really canvass all of the businesses with the historic flyer that put together saying about the event, and I had emailed everything to the business association so that all the people that are involved in the association would have knowledge of the event. And then we went to all of the different clubs and talked to them about it, in addition to having flyers here and so forth. So, but you still wonder if you'll get the number of attendees. It was really evident in just a few minutes after we opened up the pavilion that we should have a sign-up sheet. So we sent Haley back home to my house to create a sign-up sheet real quick, which she did. And we had 3 forms, at least half filled each.
It was
And so,
close to 45 entries.
right,
on that.
signed in
That signed
with
in.
their emails and phone numbers. And there were probably, I'm sure, twice as many that attended because, spouses didn't necessarily sign, just one did and so forth. Or one person signed for their group. And so I think all the comments were really, from the public, was that they were really happy that we were doing this. And they were energized about it, I thought.
Very energizing.
So, I think the event went really well attended. We had a lot of good volunteers. And I didn't really see any blips in the road. It did take us a little while up front to learn the process of the city, because it's been a while since I've been on the city commission. versus being in a club where you just go ahead, pay for everything. You need water, I run to Publix, I pick it up, and that's just not the way things are done when you're working with a city government entity. So we had to complete the right forms, get that over to Christina, it went to the city manager, and to tell you the truth, that was the best way things should have been handled, because they have their own stock of everything here with regards to waters, and they were excellent with getting the banner that we had made. We did make a 10-foot banner up, Signs of Summer did that for us. And of course, again, this is another billing situation where the city is tax exempt. And so, everybody just needed to be aware of those kinds of things that up front I forgot to mention and learned real quick. So we had a banner made. It wasn't about the walking tour. It was something so that we could use for any event. So it just says Heritage Commission. On one side it has the city logo, and then on each side it has the pavilion, a picture of the old pavilion, and then a picture of the new, or the old inn and the new pavilion. And so that turned out very well. And then city staff was able to hang it up for us the day before. So there's a lot of little coordinating type of things that have to get done, kind of behind the scenes that you're really not thinking about. But it all did come together. I thought it went very well. I don't really see any negatives, except that we really need to sign up sheets for every event.
And just kind of follow those people. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that are interested to come to this event. They'll be interested in coming to another event. And especially another walking tour where we have one where we're going inside the home.
Right. So, excellent, great. And I think, next year, I would like to have, we put just the plaqued homes on the tour. And hopefully we have 12 already plaqued, which is a pretty good number, and do a much more detailed history on those homes so people can hear about or learn more about the home, besides just seeing that's the address and it's called this house. That's what a lot of the other organizations do. They give a brief history of that home and the association to the city, as you probably well know. So that's one of my goals, and I'll share my plan with that here in a little bit. But I think it's cool, and I think it'll catch on. And my goal is to have 10 plaqued homes a year with the number that we have available to us, and with a minimum of 5. So I think that as it spreads, people become excited about doing it. So we'll see where that goes. So next year, I kind of want to offer options that we can kind of plan out. But I think I mentioned to most of you is do like a shuttle for the folks who can't walk it, because it is kind of spread out. And our gal, Kim, from the tourism group, who you've heard her speak for the Clay County organization, is going to work on an app for us that usually go by the home. You can listen to the history, that brief paragraph. And what that's all about is as the ones who walk, or if we do a shuttle, then somebody could be on the shuttle talking about that home as they, do everything. So, and maybe even some Mother's Day vendors out front, if they want to buy a Mother's Day gift. Try to amp it up a little bit. I think there's an opportunity to do that.
If I can.
Yeah.
I brought with me, because I know you were going to talk about that, I brought with me the Garden Club of St. Augustine, they work in coordination with the Historic Commission of St. Augustine, and they put together a tour every October. Tickets sell out literally in a weekend. So they usually have 5 to 6 homes on the tour, and of course they have the advantage of the red train line over there. So Red just hops on there and they can go around the city. But what they've done, and this is just to give you an idea, they have a picture of the residences and then exactly what you're talking about, a description of what that home is.
Yeah.
But what I thought was really neat, and I hadn't looked at this in years, is that they have noted on the back that this company printed and donated the booklet.
Nice.
And then there's advertisements for all types of businesses in St. Augustine. But we could do that here and, you know, such as Clyde's or the ice cream parlor or that kind of thing. Now, because the Garden Club of St. Augustine puts this on in concert with the Historic Heritage Commission of St. Augustine, it's handled a little bit differently. And so I don't know what the rules would be with regards to us advertising businesses, you know, that, you know, having a profit. But what they also have is in the center, they have a tour with a legend of the homes, just like, this was from 2013 and it's quite old. But every home, very similar to yours.
Yeah, and that's what they did in Pasadena on that one that I did virtually recently.
Right.
They had the same kind of a layout.
Right, so each of the homes are photographed as they were then and as they are now. And then they have a whole page of everyone who helped. And I think that's important because it's not only for the people up here, but all the volunteers. And there's a lot of people that go into making all of this happen, from photographers to whatnot. Again, this is a garden club event, not a historic commission event. But we could do the same kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, start out
Hold on to
small.
that.
You know, this is just a nice little template to
Right.
kind of jump from, I
Right.
think, with an idea.
I mean, they've been doing this for 20-some
Yeah.
years. I mean, they're, you know, and they have, the garden club, to be honest, really decorates all the homes. They go in and, you know, our garden club membership here is like 50 members. They have like 350. And so it's completely different. I mean, those people start working on it the day after the tour for the following year. So.
Awesome, thank you. I'll look into some of that, see what we would
Yeah.
have to do within the
Yeah.
city and find out what our options are with that. Carrie, you got any update for the
I
kids?
called back over there yesterday
Mhm.
and left Ms. Jones another message because I hadn't heard back.
Okay.
So I don't know, I think I'm gonna have to show up in person
Yeah,
and bang on a door or something to
Okay.
get someone to,
maybe, yes.
yeah.
Especially if it's probably school getting ready to be out.
Yeah.
You want to catch her before that happens. And if you
Yeah.
want me to come with you, I'd be glad
I
to
think,
meet with her.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Try to get them excited about what our
oh
concept
yeah,
is.
I think they're just.
They're so busy.
Yeah, and it's not just the elementary school. I've noticed that just with the high school as well. You call, you know, it's like you leave a message, you wait,
Yeah.
you call, you leave a message.
I know that feeling well.
So I think it's.
Yes,
If
sir.
I may, my husband's a teacher at the high school.
Oh, yeah.
Right, they're testing right now,
Oh, okay.
and they're wildly understaffed.
Okay.
And it's just a bit of a
Right.
situation, so.
Yeah.
I think they're just busy, so I'll
Yeah.
just I'll show up at the elementary school and I'll probably talk to the principal and then go from there.
Yeah, we're trying to start with the fifth graders. This is the first time we've ever done this.
Yeah, no, this
And
is
it's,
awesome.
yeah, no, I appreciate your input.
Right now.
Next year, I'm hoping that we can add the high school kids to the plan. But we thought we'd start small and keep it really simple. So it's just to kind of get them on board and to agree so we can carve out the date sometime in October. But with school start getting ready to be out and all that, the timing gets kind of tricky sometimes. We'll see what happens. But yeah, just let me know.
Sure will.
Okay, great. Let's see, before I get to the plaque workshop, I did go by and count. So we want to do heritage holiday wreaths for the businesses downtown this year. So they would be made to look like the era of the city when it was created back in the 20s. And get a group of us together and do this little assembly line, whatever, and I'll create a budget on what that might look like. But I counted the businesses from 100 all the way to 121, this side of 21, and this side of 100, excuse me, and then all the way to the pavilion. And I counted right about 35 businesses. So the goal with that was I will create a list of who those people are, go to see them in person, ask them do they want one, that what we're going to be making, maybe show them a picture of what it's going to look like, kind of, and get a nod, yes or no, and then that'll help us decide on the budget. And I'll start doing that probably in October.
I,
Mhm.
I did a prospectus for the city back in 2010
Okay.
of this very thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
And we implemented it. And we did these wreaths,
Mm-hmm.
and these bows
Yep.
on everything. We made them all ourselves.
Uh-huh.
And an assembly line with the garden club. So if you want, you can take this.
Okay.
And basically it is to the city. So it's pretty much, here's the summary, here's what we're trying to accomplish, here's all the locations in the town.
Oh, good.
And
Okay.
they're all numbered.
Great, that's great.
And then what the general plan is, how we're going to implement it
Oh,
with
that's
staff,
Yep.
what the budget was at the time, and then receipts from
Perfect.
everywhere. Of course, that was a long time ago. It's gonna be 5 times as much now.
That was probably before Amazon. Right?
And then how we would store it, considerations for storage, and then conclusion and so forth.
Excellent.
There you go.
Excellent.
That makes a dent in it.
Yeah, it does. That's awesome. That'll be fun. You want to take a look at this? That's pretty cool. Excellent. Let's see. Saturday, I'm going to be there for the Meeting Friends event that the city's putting on with a setup, table setup. So I'm looking for anybody who wants to hang out with me for a couple hours. Dave cannot be there. He's going to a race, so he's out of town. But if anybody wants to come help me, that'd be great. I think we're going to have you and I sit next to each other, Dieter.
I'm gonna be at the Friends of
You're,
Keystone.
you're doing the Friends.
booth.
Yeah. So, girls,
Which is
y'all
what I
are,
wanted to talk to you about,
I'm
Carrie,
here.
after.
Okay, sure. I may or may not be on a flight Saturday, so I
Yeah,
haven't
don't
booked
know
it
yet.
yet.
Okay.
So.
yeah. It's from 10 to 1. Yeah, 10 to 1. Oh, great, good. Yeah, I'm just gonna, set kind of like we did for the walking tour, kind of the setup. You know how we had it with the brochures laying out. I don't really have a lot to put out. I'll be thinking about that for next year, but just so there's a presence is mainly why. And I'll come with a sign-up sheet and copies of plaque applications, just in case homeowners that come up and say, hey, I'm kind of interested in doing this. So,
You might wanna check with the city, to get the banner prior to Saturday, because then everything will be closed here.
oh, the band, oh, you mean
They are
that?
storing the banner, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
yes.
you might wanna put the banner
On the
on the
table?
front of the table. And if there is a sign, like the walking, the tour signs, we could just have those kind of as props.
Yeah, I'll see what I
on
can
the
do.
front of the table. So
'Cause I'm
they
gonna
should
be-
I don't know where they store them.
But yeah, well, and I'm gonna be doing this, carrying all this stuff on myself, so the table and everything.
Me too.
I'm asking Dave to find me the lightest weight table he can
I
find.
can help you because I'm gonna do the same on.
Yeah, you're gonna
And I
sign
have literally
So we'll figure it.
nothing from Friends.
Yeah, right.
And
So we'll see.
I have a little canopy tent. You wanna use
I
that?
don't think we need all that, it's such a short
Yeah,
time.
it's
I
just
have
short.
a table, but I mean, I have no,
Oh, like,
I have
right
nothing.
now, I'm gonna have to create everything
Yeah,
myself.
I'm just gonna use
Let's
some
see.
of our, I'm gonna use some of our leftover brochures that we have for the tour and whatever. But yeah, if anybody wants to come, even if it's for an hour or whatever, that'd be great. I appreciate the company.
Well, we can help each other.
Yeah,
so
we can.